All right, today we'll be reacting to Bethesda Thinks They're Rockstar by Drawn Out. I know Bethesda gets a lot of flack. Um, I enjoyed Starfield. A lot of people didn't, so I'm just curious on what he has to say, and let's get straight into it. Whoops.
Talk about something here. Fallout 1 released in 1997.
Oh,
Jasmine,
shit.
show our drooling friend the door, please.
You all know it, we're not going to spend much time talking about it. Fallout 2 released in 1998, a year apart.
Okay.
Tactics came out in 2001. Little spin-off game, a lot of people liked it, some people didn't. Then nothing. Nothing for a long time.
Check it out.
But during this nothing, there was at least one man who really wanted something.
I actually made this logo for the post-apocalyptic game. It was called Apocalypse Road. And they said, well, you want Fallout. Yeah, but that's, we don't have that. Somebody here knew someone at Interplay. We might be able to acquire it. I can remember it vividly. Just a sticky note on my desk when I came back said, got you Fallout, it's yours.
And so we got Fallout 3, released in 2008. This is the intro to the franchise to a lot of people, including me.
Yeah.
This game has a lot of flaws, but is also really good. I think it's cool. So this gap between Fallout 2 and Fallout 3 was 10 years. Tactics doesn't really count. It's kind of a spin-off game. It's not really the same thing as what Fallout 1 and 2 were, and definitely not what Fallout 3 is. These are the things people really care about. The numbered entries that signify something big is here. Now, that said, Fallout New Vegas is basically one of these games. Doesn't have a number, but is, it's better.
This is brilliant, but I like this.
This released in 2010. Only 2 years after Fallout 3. Not bad. Was a good time to be a Fallout gamer. So keeping all of that in mind, we are going to talk about Fallout 4, released in 2015. Fallout 4 did one big thing for Bethesda on launch and made them a lot of money. This was before Bethesda released Skyrim 19 different times.
Really? When did Skyrim come out? 20?
So next came Fallout 76,
Ooh,
released
shit.
in 2018.
Ugh, we won't talk about
This
76.
game sucked. People did not like this game.
It's
This
better
has been
now,
talked
from what
about
I've
so
heard.
many different times in so many different videos that I don't have to go over it here. What's important to remember is that this number right here, the last one of these came out in 2015. It is 2026. Fallout 5, not even fucking close. 2033 maybe at my best guess. And actually that's even kind of a hopeful guess, to be honest. So just real quick, these two numbers have this big of a gap between them. The previous biggest gap between main series releases was 98 to 2008. So that was 10 years between releases, which is a long time. And during that time, one man was pretty salty about that whole thing. And they acquired the rights to Fallout in 2004, meaning Todd only waited 6 years until he needed to make one. And now he expects us to wait 18 years between releases? What do you even... And the worst part about it all is that every time this is brought up to his face, he says, oh, well, you got Fallout 76. Todd, that's not enough. But again, this has been ranted about a million times by a bunch of people way more articulate than me. I'm just trying to point out the raw numbers here because it's staggering when you really think about it. Like, let's look at what Bethesda has done from 2015 to 2023. They did some light design work on Fallout 76 because they didn't make that game. They outsourced that game to Bethesda Austin or whatever the fuck. Todd and the boys barely touched 76. So what Bethesda did since releasing Fallout 4 for 8 years was make Starfield. They spent 8 years to do some light work on Fallout 76 and make fucking Starfield. More on Starfield in a bit. Let's talk about From Software. What did they do from 2015 to 2023? In 2015, they released Bloodborne. In 2016, they released Dark Souls 3 and did DLC in 2017. In 2019, they released Sekiro. In 2022, they released Elden Ring and did DLC. In 2023, they released Armored Core 6. And just for the fuck of it, I mean, Bethesda hasn't done anything since they released Starfield. And, FromSoft released Elden Ring. Just
to be fair, they did release a DLC called Shattered Space. I haven't played it. It went under the radar, so I can't blame him for not for not adding that. But damn, From Software, they released what's that? 1, 2. Okay, we'll count the DLCs as a game since fucking Shadow of the Erdtree almost won Game of the Year, like whatever the fuck. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They released 8 games in what was it, an 8-year span? Damn. And Bethesda only launched Starfield. Okay, that is pretty funny.
Just for the fuck of it. So they've had 6 major releases in the time that Bethesda has,
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you something.
So let's just look at another one. How about Capcom? In 2016, they did Street Fighter V. In 2017, they did Resident Evil 7. 2019, they did the Resident Evil 2 remake, also a fantastic game. In the same year, they also released Devil May Cry 5. 2020 was Resident Evil 3 remake. Not as good, but definitely a fine game. And in 2021, they did Resident Evil Village, which is Resident Evil 8. Oh, and in 2023, they released the Resident Evil 4 remake. So this is a fun one. Let's look at Obsidian Entertainment.
No, they're not a subsidiary of Bethesda. Is there one that released something? That was Tango. They're under Bethesda, and then Xbox.
I don't know why we would be looking at Obsidian Entertainment, but just take a look at them and see what they've done from 2015 to 2023. All of this, they did all of this. Tyranny, Pillars of Eternity 2, The Outer Worlds, Grounded, Pentiment, The Outer Worlds 2. Just like an actual dev studio, just pumping out games. Now, I'm not going to say all these games are great. I didn't play any of these games. But people did. People liked them.
Grounded was pretty
Obsidian
cool.
is a better company because of it. But how about we compare Bethesda to who they really want to be compared to? Rockstar Games. This is who Bethesda thinks that they are. They think they have the track record of Rockstar. I played GTA 3 and Vice City way before I played any Bethesda game. And GTA 3 and Vice City are infinitely better games than fucking Starfield.
Okay. Was it Morrowind, Oblivion? Okay. Were those Bethesda games? I mean, he's talking about GTA 3 and Vice City. So we could talk about Oblivion and Morrowind. I haven't played either one of those, but I've heard nothing but great things about Morrowind and Oblivion, especially Oblivion. So, and also they released Skyrim. So come on.
So if we look at Rockstar Games and what they've released,
I understand where he's going with, but
2023. It's just Red Dead. It's Red Dead 2. Let me show you why you're not Rockstar. Skyrim, Fallout 4, and Starfield. These 3 games combined made about $4 billion. And this is actually being extremely generous. That's a Red Dead. That's just a Red Dead 2. That's one Red Dead 2. And isn't it funny that Rockstar Games can release the 4th best-selling video game ever and completely abandon it? No online support, no DLC, nothing. You get nothing.
That is true.
Well, I mean, you get Red Dead 2, which is
Red Dead
2.
Red Dead Online has so much potential.
Easily. But that's what Rockstar can do. They can make Red Dead 2 the 4th best-selling video game ever, loved by everyone. If they shit out a DLC tomorrow, they would make more money than Bethesda made on Fallout 4. And the reason Rockstar can just abandon the 4th best-selling video game ever is because GTA 5 and Online has made $10 billion. And they're slated to keep that train moving real soon. And this is the reason, Bethesda, that you are not Rockstar. So let's talk about Starfield. This was released by a AAA developer. This cost $200 million to make. It has mixed Steam reviews with 83,000 reviews. At the time of recording, it has 2,500 people online on Steam. I just want to point out, this is less than Dark and Darker. It isn't fun. Oh, by the way, Starfield got
Okay, wait.
You know what that means.
Wait. Please don't tell me he's making the point that I think he's making.
It has mixed Steam reviews with 83,000 reviews. At the time of recording, it has 2,500 people online on Steam. I just want to point out.
Okay, but look at the all-time peak, though, right? Because I remember IGN was talking about the same thing, talking about like, oh, less people are playing it on Steam. Like it's a single player game. Like that's kind of to be expected, right? Like okay, like don't get me wrong. I understand what he's talking about, right? But like, okay, maybe he's talking about like how they don't pump out content for this game. Like there's no DLC, so they think they're trying to be like Red Dead 2, where they just put out a game and just abandon it. Which he's completely right in that regard. 100%. But if he's trying to say that like because it only has 2K players now compared to Dark and Darker, which has 4K, but Dark and Darker had an all-time peak of 57K and Starfield had an all-time peak of 330K. Nah, I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that. But I think the point he's trying to make is that Bethesda is trying to treat Starfield like it's Red Dead 2, where they could just put out a game and then just abandon it. If that's the case, then yeah, you're completely right. You're completely right. Bethesda mishandled Starfield.
This is less than Dark and Darker. It isn't fun. Oh, by the way, Starfield got an 83 on Metacritic. You know what that means? No bonus. Nobody asked for Starfield. It put 2 major game franchises on hold, and this point I cannot stress enough.
Yeah, this dude hates Starfield.
Fallout and the Elder
A lot of
Scrolls
Bethesda
are
fans too,
separately
and I like it
multi-billion-dollar
because I'm not a
franchises,
big
if
like
done correctly.
Bethesda guy.
They're rich in lore, beloved
It was
by
just a fun game,
millions,
and I liked it.
and Bethesda stopped making them to work on this fucking space game, which by its very nature is completely antithetical to everything Bethesda has done to this point. Starfield further damaged Bethesda's brand. Fallout 76 was a huge blow to Bethesda, but Starfield, it really shows what happens if you give Todd and the boys no clear direction. Just space game. Starfield didn't innovate on literally anything in the industry at all. I mean, this is, everybody knows this. It's a regression in every single way. And for what? When Microsoft bought Bethesda, I had it in my head that, maybe they'll greenlight new Fallout games. Maybe they'll remaster New Vegas. Remake 1 and 2 on, like, in a graphically better situation than they're in right now. Okay, let's be honest. Nope. Instead, do nothing. It's like the one time where you're just begging for a little bit of corporate greed. Yeah.
See, but, like, here's the thing with Microsoft. Whatever Microsoft does, people aren't going to like it. So whether they force Bethesda to make a game, people be like, "Oh, look at Microsoft just not allowing the developers to develop," and then when they say like, "Hey, all right, Bethesda, you can do what you want," now it's like, "Oh, bro, step in. What are you doing?" Like, Microsoft can never win. That much is true. I mean, you see how much flack they get for doing nothing, honestly. But I did see that some of the problems with Bethesda were before the Microsoft acquisition. So this whole situation, this was brewing well before Microsoft acquired them. So this is not Microsoft's fault.
Just a little bit of money-hungry Phil. But no, somehow they're able to just buy ZeniMax for $8 billion and then just let Todd and the boys continue doing fuck all. It's been said a million times that Microsoft owns Obsidian and Bethesda right now. And so they can do the unthinkable. But it really just seems like they're gonna just do nothing.
But they're allowing them to do what they want.
The Fallout TV show. Microsoft and Bethesda didn't expect the show to succeed, which can be fair. I mean, shows often fail, but they had no faith in it whatsoever. They had absolutely nothing planned. No games ready, not even a Fallout 76 update. It wasn't until after the show came out that Fallout 76 started receiving real updates. Before that, it was literally just sell you stuff from Fallout 4. After the show, 76 got a huge boost in developer count, it would seem, which was just a big scramble. But Fallout 4, oh Fallout 4.
You little... I got you!
Stop! He's already dead.
Fallout 4 got the next-gen update, not too long after the show came out. What did the next-gen update do for Fallout 4, you ask? Well, it broke the game in a lot of different ways. It didn't add what it was meant to add, which was mainly, there was a widescreen support thing. That was kind of why it was called the next-gen update, I think, which is because it was going to add widescreen support. It didn't do that. It just, like, stretched the screen, which made the UI all freak out. It was just, they're awful. And then Fallout 4 stayed broken for about 18 months. But the main thing the next-gen update did was add more monetization in the form of Creation Club nonsense. So fast forward to the Anniversary Edition, which was about 18 months, I believe. So the Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition broke the game in a lot of different ways.
I'd never
It
heard
charged
of
you
this.
for literally nothing. I mean, like, there are options for me to currently buy stuff on the Steam page for Fallout 4 that would give me nothing.
We don't give two shits about how technology works, because all we care about is getting fucking rich.
It doesn't work on PlayStation.
Real.
For some reason, it's just completely there's pieces of it that are completely broken on PlayStation. It broke tons of mods, which actually I forgot to mention that for the Fallout 4 next gen update. One of the really core headaches with that update was that it broke everybody's mods. Because Fallout 4 hadn't been updated for a very long time at that point. Oh, and it added more monetization, and I mean a lot more this time. So while we're here, let's talk about the Elder Scrolls 6. What do we know about the Elder Scrolls 6? Well, it's still years away. This much is confirmed by Todd. It'll be using ancient technology when it does release. We know nothing about the actual game.
Yeah.
Two things are for sure, though, and that is lies will be told, and there will be Creation Club on launch. It's a sequel to Skyrim from 2011, one of the most successful games ever made, and I say that a little bit loosely. I think it's got like 30 million sales under its belt, but that's a significant number. It's high up there. There has been absolutely zero urgency from Bethesda, ZeniMax, or Microsoft
he's kind of
to get
right
this out
on
the
all
door.
this,
And it's not
though.
hard to demonstrate that. I mean, by the time the Elder Scrolls 6 releases, there would
I
have
can't
been
defend
a
Bethesda
16 to
here.
17 year gap between
Like,
5 and 6.
y'all fucked
For
up.
reference, there was a 5-year gap between 4 and 5. Fallout 3 Remaster. This one's a hot topic recently. My guess is it'll have a 2026 to 2028 release. I know that's like an extremely safe guess, but it's so hard to read these people. This one's rumored to be developed by Bethesda themselves. The last one was outsourced to that studio I can't think of the name of.
Oh, I have a proposition for you. Best not to talk about it here. Meet me at the sewer grate, northeast of the Sheogorath statue.
I heard the
Come after dark.
remaster was pretty good.
Come
though.
alone.
I remember
That's
hearing
pretty funny,
that
though.
this one is rumored to be developed by Bethesda. In-house, baby. Who the fuck knows what that will mean? Will it have the Unreal Gamebryo combo? Is Bethesda developing this one in-house to learn how to do that method? I don't know. What I do expect from this is for it to lead to the New Vegas remaster, which is what we all crave. So Fallout 5. As I said before, I think it'll be a 2033-ish release date. It'll probably be on the upgraded creation engine. And really just the direction of the Elder Scrolls 6 is gonna tell us what Fallout 5 is gonna be like. We gotta see if Bethesda is going to listen to literally anything that has been told to them. So in summary,
Maybe.
we are currently in the longest Fallout drought. 76 does not count, Todd. 2 to 3 was 10 years, 3 to 4 was 7 years, 4 to 5 is about 18 years. You can combine the wait between 2 to 3 and 3 to 4, and you won't get the wait between 4 to 5. Bethesda will let their biggest franchises sit for 15 plus years. Microsoft is just as at fault as Bethesda for letting Fallout get to this point. And the odds are nothing will change. Again, I'm sorry for the doomer take, but
And you're going to give this book, this great American novel, to the play.
Yeah. It was a pretty good video, not gonna lie. To say Microsoft is at fault, I can see why you say that. I disagree, because I've heard that the problems in Bethesda happened well before the Microsoft acquisition, and Microsoft has other shit to worry about too. You know, like, yeah, don't get me wrong, Fallout's a probably might be one of their biggest IPs, but they're trying to also. I mean, they have COD now. They had to fix Activision. So, you know, yeah, don't get me wrong, they probably should have stepped in, but also when they acquired, they had they had a lot of other shit to worry about, bro. They had Redfall to deal with. Um, like like Microsoft had a bunch of other shit to deal with. So I would they are at fault, but not nearly as much as Bethesda themselves. Because we see that a lot with these studios. Because like Bungie for a point in time there was kind of, I mean, not the same situation as Bethesda, but like they were kind of at fault, and it was no other fault but theirs. For why everything was going downhill with Destiny, Marathon, all that, and Sony couldn't really do much because Bungie brought it upon themselves. So, but yeah, he made some good points. I mean, he's spot on. Like, Bethesda really sat there and just let their biggest IP just sit and do nothing. So, I mean, like, they didn't even try to remaster New Vegas, try to make a New Vegas 2. I mean, Obsidian would make that, but they've been doing Avowed, Outer Worlds 2, some other games, Grounded 2. So they're busy. So yeah, they should probably remaster Fallout 3, remake 1 and 2. So yeah, he's not wrong. Like they have been bullshitting. And it's no fault but theirs, in my opinion. Starfield, I like Starfield, but it didn't click with a lot of people, especially Bethesda fans. That's fine, but hey, I'm right there with you. Bethesda does need to get their act together. Anyway, it was a good video. It was a good video. I like. He made a lot of good points. Some points I disagree with, but overall he's correct. Anyway, that's all I got. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.
She got a body, and she been calling me daddy lately. Want me to put her in Cartier's, and the bitch deserve it. Put in work for the money she earn it. Give me top every night lip service. Then I gotta block these hoes, she worth it. I'm out in Abu Dhabi with a